Hi everyone, and welcome to this piano tutorial. Today I'm going to teach you how to play the riff from Golden Hour by JVKE. Yes, I said the riff because that's all I'm going to teach you how to play in this tutorial. I won't teach you how to play the rest of the song, but there are some other great piano tutorials for the rest of it. For instance, Bite Size Piano, her YouTube channel has a great tutorial for the rest of the chords for the song and whatnot. But this is how to play the riff. And this is a piano tutorial for either intermediate or advanced players. This riff it's not super easy anyway. So if you're a beginner or you're an amateur player, then either this is going to be super hard for you or it'll take you just a really long time to learn, but feel free to watch anyway if you'd like. So with that being said, let's just get right into it, starting with the key that we're in, and we'll go over the scale. Now, I'm assuming that if you're watching this, then you're either an intermediate or an advanced player. So I'm going to go a little bit quicker than I normally would in my videos. Now, this song is in the key of E major, and in the key of E major, there are 4 sharps, F, C, G, and D. So that's F, C, G, D. So of course, those are our sharps in the key of E. Let's go through the scale real quick. You can go ahead and do this along with me. So I'd highly encourage you to play through that scale before you play the song, just so that you get, for one thing, warmed up, so that you get familiar with the key, and just to make sure that you're on track with that, of course. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. And I'm going to start just by showing you the left hand first, and then I'll show you the right hand. I'll show you some tricks and the fingering that I like to use and just things that'll help you with this. And I'll try to go over some theory at the end as well and just explain what I think these chords are. So here we go. The first thing that we're going to play with our left hand, first off, middle C is right here on my keyboard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to this A. And the first thing that we're going to play is an A major chord. So that's going to be, of course, A, C sharp, E. That's the first thing we're playing here. And I'm going to use my ring finger to play this A. So the pattern that we're doing for the left hand, it uses it throughout this whole riff. And so here's our chord, A major, A, C sharp, E. But the way we are going to play it is like this. A, C sharp, E, C sharp, E, C sharp. And then it repeats that. So that is the first thing you are going to want to practice. Make sure you're getting your left hand really warmed up to this pattern that it plays, and it of course goes through like 4 different patterns, or 4 different chords, shapes, whatever you want to call it, for the left hand. But you're going to want to just play that a lot of times, because if you're right-handed like I am, then of course you're going to need to work on your left hand a bit, and this is a pretty easy left-hand pattern, but it's, of course it takes work. So that is the pattern. So just play that over and over again. You're going to play that 4 times, which goes along with what the right hand is playing. I'll get to that in just a little bit. So this is going to be repeated 4 times in the riff on this A chord. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there is our first shape for the left hand. All right, and then after that, you're just going to make a small jump from this A major chord down here to what looks like a G sharp minor chord. And those notes are, of course, G sharp, B, and D sharp. And you are going to do the exact same thing, at least to the start. And there's a little trick he does on this chord right here. But to start off, you're going to do that same pattern. So you're going to play G sharp, B, D sharp, B, D sharp, B. So again, just like you practice the one on A, practice the same thing on here, nice and slow to start, and then just speed it up as you feel comfortable doing. So just like that. Okay, now here's the deal for this chord is we're going to play that pattern 3 times instead of 4, and we're going to switch it up a little bit at the end. So here is what we do. We do it 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. And then on the last time we do this, instead of hitting the G sharp, we're going to come down and hit G natural. And I suggest playing this with your pinky finger. So you're going to play G natural and do the rest of it the same, except with a G natural now. So that looks like this. G natural, B, D sharp, B, D sharp, B. So altogether, it's like this. 1, 2, 3, and that's that. So the next one that we're going to play, we're coming from here. We play, and then we're going to come down to what looks like an F sharp minor chord with the left hand here. It is an F sharp minor chord. So that's going to be this, F sharp, A, C sharp. Again, that same fingering. So we're just going to do the same pattern. No little tricks here on this one. So it's going to be F sharp, A, C sharp, A, C sharp, A. 4 times. 2, 3, 4. And then for the last one, we're going to come down to an E major chord with the left hand, and that's just going to be E, G sharp, B. You can use whatever fingering you want on this one. I'm just going to use the traditional fingering. Pinky here, and then middle finger, thumb. So we're going to do the same pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's that. That's how you play the whole left hand part for this riff, and I'll just go over the whole thing for you a little bit faster. So this is what it's going to look like. And there we go. Now let's look at the right hand. So we are going to start off here. Again, this is middle C. And this is where our left hand starts out on this A. So our right hand is going to be on here on this F sharp. The right hand also has a pattern that it plays. And so let's just go ahead and look at that. It's basically in groups of 4. So the first 4 notes that we're going to do is going to be F sharp, G sharp, B, C sharp. Now this one, all it does is just go up and down. And so this is what it looks like. F sharp, G sharp, B, C sharp, B, G sharp. So it's nice and easy, straightforward, just up and down. And that's it, just do that 4 times. That is the first part that goes along with the A chord for the left hand. So we play that 4 times again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we switch to the next one, which is where the left hand switches over to this kind of G sharp minor looking chord. And then for that one, all we're going to do for the right hand is we're just going to take this F sharp that we played, and we're going to move that down to E. And we're going to do the same thing. So it's going to be now E, G sharp, B, C sharp. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's our second one. And now onto the third one, where we are playing the F sharp minor chord with our left hand. And what we're going to do here is we're going to keep our thumb on E, but we're going to move these fingers down to here. So the notes are going to be E, F sharp, A, B. And we're doing the same pattern, up and down. So here it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's that one. We have one more, of course, and what we're going to do is move our thumb down here to the D sharp, and we're going to play D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp. And so that is going to, again, do the same thing, up and then down, with these 4 notes. So of course that looks and sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the end of the riff for the right hand. So let me just play that whole right hand part for you a little bit faster, but not totally up to speed. Again, here we go. All right, now you have the left hand and the right hand. So what you should do first is learn both hands separately and practice them slowly until you feel comfortable with each hand individually. So you can play the left hand part slow. You know, you can go through the whole thing slow and then move it up to speed to where you can play it up to speed comfortably. So you're going to want to practice it slow. Again, I'll say it over and over because it's super important always to make sure you practice things slow and then get it up to speed and then get the right hand up to speed, which is, in my opinion, easier to do actually. So of course you're going to want to practice it slow. As slow as you need to until you get it up to speed, and then play the right hand alone up to speed. Okay, and then when you can play both hands separately up to speed, then this is almost the most important part, is to practice them hands together slowly. It's kind of like a tongue twister this whole riff because there's so much counterpoint going on because of this left hand thing right here. Because it does that, it just got a real counterpoint feel. So you should really practice each part slow. Practice it that slow or even slower if you seriously as slow as you need to go. And then move to the next one. And then the transition note. Okay, so I think I've emphasized that enough to practice it slow and then just get it up to speed. Now let me just go over a couple fingering things for you. The way I suggest, and I don't know, I suppose the easiest way in terms of the transitions between chords is to play it like this. For the left hand, you're going to want to mostly use your ring finger, your fourth finger, for the bottom note of all these triads until you get to the E. So you can, there's less movement from the F sharp minor chord if you just use your finger for the E because it's already here, your pinky finger here for the E because it's already there. But you can of course make the jump if you want. It's just more of a jump. So for the right hand, the way I suggest doing it is just playing the riff with these fingers: thumb, pointer finger, ring finger, pinky. So of course, it's definitely more difficult to use your ring finger and pinky for these top notes than to use your middle finger and ring finger. So you are also welcome to do that. It's a bit more of a stretch, but you are of course welcome, and it is also a bit more of a stretch when you get to the second shape. So I suggest just doing it like this, using these two. And then for here, it's the same thing. For these last two, you can either use 4 and 5, the ring finger and pinky, or you can use these two. It just depends on how much you want to stretch. I don't think this is very comfortable. And to be honest, I want to build up my strength on these two fingers. So I play it like that. And then here on this last one for the right hand, of course, just play it with your first 4 fingers: thumb, pointer finger, middle finger, and ring finger. So there's the fingering. And also a great exercise to do is to just play all the notes together for each shape. And then you have the little transition note, which sounds really bad altogether, but still do it. And then this one, and then the last one. So you kind of know where you're going. All right, so here are the chords that we are actually playing here. Let's just take a look at those real quick if you want to get into the theory of it. So the first one, we have basically an A major 13 chord, because we have A major, of course, right here. And then we have these. We've got some extension notes right here. We've got the 9, which is B, and we've got the 13, which is F sharp. So this is like an A major 13 chord. The second chord in this whole thing is going to be, I would say, an E major. Again, it's an E major 13 chord, actually, because we have E major, we have the 7, and then we have the 13 right here. Of course, the root is this G sharp, which is, it has a minor feel for the left hand, but because of this E major 6 chord that we're playing here with the right hand, I think it definitely gives it that more of that kind of a feel, more of an E major kind of feel when you play it all together. So it's like an E major 13 over G sharp. Now this little passing note here, we have an augmented chord, you can see, which is G, B, G, B, D sharp. But the right hand, he doesn't change this note to here, which would make that like consistent. which is like an E minor major 6. He keeps this note here. So this is only a passing tone, this G natural. If that were a chord, I don't know what that would be. An E major 13 sharp 9. That's a strange chord. That's a little bit too jazzy for me. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, but it's just a passing note, I would call it. And then this one here is an F sharp minor 11 chord. We have just a plain F sharp minor 7 chord here, and then the root, the third, and the fourth. So this is 11. And then we're here. So this is obviously just an E major 9. We have an E major 7 chord here, and then we have the root, and then the 2, which is 9, and the third. So those are all the chords, if you were wanting to take a look at the theory of it, which I think is fun. All right, so that's that, my friends. That is how you play the riff for Golden Hour by JVKE. I really hope that this piano tutorial helped you out. I hope you have a lot of fun playing this song. And there's also a link in the description below this video, and in that link is an awesome online piano course if you're looking to take an online piano course. I highly recommend it, so definitely feel free to check that out. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.